Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know it's 11:36, so maybe good morning doesn't apply here, but we have some breaking news. Before Game 7 of the NBA Finals, the man, the myth, the legend, one of my favorite players ever, has gotten traded. Kevin Durant is finally being moved. After, a year of him being on the trade block, 2 years borderline, of him being on the trade block, him reportedly being pissed, just hating it in Phoenix. He's being moved to Houston. After Houston apparently just wasn't in the lead with an offer. I'll be totally honest. I know people were like, oh, the Suns aren't going to get as much as people would think for him, blah, 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 blah. The Suns got fleeced, honestly. Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the number 10 pick in the 2025 draft, and 5 second-round picks. How did they not get any more of their picks back? How? Oh, so you're telling me Jalen Green is the central piece in a Kevin Durant trade? What world are we living in? I'm shocked. That's really all I can say. As somebody just said, Houston just give away their star of potentially the next 10 years for a 40-year-old. No. Houston just gave away a bad contract for a 37-year-old who is still insane. Hyper-efficient player, borderline 50, 40, 90. Still an elite offensive player. Obviously, I love this trade for Houston. They didn't give up all that much. I thought they would have to give up, at least 2 of the Suns picks back. I think the number 10 pick is the Suns pick. Let me double check, but... Rockets... picks where from? Yeah, so that was the Suns pick, that number 10 pick, but yeah, I'm shocked that they didn't end up giving at least two more of those picks. Because let's see here. In 2027, they have an unprotected Phoenix pick. Looks like they have some swaps involved. 2027, yeah. 2025, that's that pick this year. I guess they only have the one, but then they have a swap in 2029. I guess they have traded some of those picks semi-recently. But yeah, big news. I would have thought they'd have to give up that 2027 pick. Sorry, I thought they had one more Suns pick. I knew they didn't have a ton because I knew that the Nets had a pretty substantial amount as well. But yeah, for the Suns, Matt Ishbia, what are you doing? Just why? Matt Ishbia really turned Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, a bunch of other players, not terribly relevant, into Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks. Well, I guess I should say Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, and the Suns' entire future into Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and the number 10 pick. That's tough. Phoenix fans, I'm sorry. Phoenix fans, you do not deserve this. I like the Suns. I've never followed them incredibly closely. I'm close to Arizona, but not that close. So, I just sort of inherently like the Suns just due to proximity, but yeah. So for the Suns, for the Rockets, I don't know if this pushes them into championship contender yet. I think we need to see some improvements from your Şengün's, from your Amen Thompsons, from your Easons. but I really like the trade. I really do like the trade. I don't want to get too excited, but I think he fits, hand in glove. I think he slots instantly into probably the 3 or 4. My projected starting lineup would probably be Van Vliet, Thompson, Eason, maybe Durant, Şengün. I think it's going to be interesting to see what their lineup is, just because their 3 position is a little bit weird. I could see them going that weird double big lineup that just absolutely demolished teams with Adams and Şengün, and then putting Kevin Durant at the 3. I assume Kevin Durant starts at the 4, and then they run, Eason. Maybe we get some Reed Shepherd in there. I don't know. And who knows? Maybe, if Khan falls, if, I don't know, like if a VJ falls, or an Ace falls, or a Queen falls, or I don't know. Maybe we'll see them start. So we don't really know what their finished starting lineup is, but that would be my guess. Is we get Van Vliet, Thompson probably. I could see Thompson being at the 3, but Van Vliet, Thompson, probably Eason. I'm looking up their roster now and just making sure I'm not too crazy. Let's see, Van Vliet, Thompson, maybe Jabari Smith at the 4, and then Kevin Durant starts at the 3. But yeah, probably Van Vliet, Thompson, Eason, Durant, Şengün, and I think that's a really good lineup. I think they might push for a conference finals. Barring, injury, health, obviously we need to see what they do in free agency, but they have a little bit of cap, nothing too crazy. I think they could push for a conference finals. I think they still need to improve some shooting. I think they still need to improve sort of that wing guard position. They have a lot of point guards and they have a lot of forwards, but they don't really have a lot of 2 guards. I think they still probably could go out and acquire another backup center. Just, Steven Adams, Şengün, I don't trust either of their healths terribly, but yeah, for the Suns, again, they got fleeced. I'll say it. They got fleeced. I know Kevin Durant is 37. I know this is his 4th time doing this. But Kevin Durant is also still really, really good. Let's just pull up his stats real quick. Sorry if this is also a little bit rambly. I woke up, no joke, 10 minutes ago. Kevin Durant's stats. Sorry, I also should probably have this pulled up, but yeah, 26 points. Sorry, my phone's sort of blocking my screen. 26 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 53 from the field, we'll call it. Where's 3-point percentage? Sorry, they outline it in a weird way. 43% from 3, 84% from the line, which is a little weird. But, again, insanely efficient offensive player. Did he fall off a bit substantially defensively? Yes, 100%. There's no doubt in my mind there. But even if he doesn't recover at all defensively, even if he just becomes an absolute bum on defense, this is the team to trade him to. Right? This is the team you want him on if he's bad at defense. I think a lot of that was just injuries, and I think a lot of that was just him being unhappy. And I think, honestly, we're going to see him improve defensively just because he can be hitting a little bit more. And I also think he's going to be in much more optimal positions. Yeah, sorry, I know we said we're talking about the Suns, but yeah. So obviously they traded away one of the best offensive players in the league for Jalen Green, who I wasn't high on going into the draft. I think I stand corrected on that. Let's see his stats. His contract, I don't recall exactly what it is. I think it's 3 years, 30-ish million. But this year, 21 points, 5 rebounds, call it, 3 assists, 3.5, 1 steal, 0.3 blocks, 81% from the line, 42% from the field, 35% from three. Now, he's only 22, but let's just look at some, check improvement and see. Last year, 20 points, 3.5 assists. It's more than last year. 20 points compared to 21. 3.5 assists compared to 3.4. 5.2 rebounds compared to 4.6. Where's his overall field goal percentage? Sorry. This is only effective. Oh, here it is. 42.3 from the field. 42.3 from the field this year. 33.2 from three. 35 this year. And then 80 from the line last year. 81.3. Not a ton of improvements there, right? Let's look at the year before that. 22 compared to 19 and 21. Steal numbers about the same. Rebound numbers a little bit down. Free throw percentage 79 compared to 80 compared to 81. Field goal percentage 41.6. You can call it 42. 41.6, 42, and 33. We can call that 34. That's 33.8. 34, 33, 35. So, not great. Mind you, he got benched this year. Because he just wasn't very good. I understand the appeal of him. Hyper athletic guard, can maybe shoot, can maybe finish. It's the same appeal with, all those guys. Athletic guard who can maybe do some things, who if he hits is going to be great. The issue is he can't shoot, not super talented. We know the archetype. I don't think he's very good. I don't think he ever will be very good. I don't think he's shown any improvements of ever being very good. I think this is probably just sort of who he is. And I think that's probably okay. I think he'll have, a good 10-year NBA career, 8-year NBA career. I think as the second pick, that's a bust, right? Especially when Evan Mobley's taken after you. That's a bust. I hate to say it, that's a bust. But I think he can be a totally fine starting two guard, maybe a backup scorer if you need, who can, just come off the bench, give you some energy, make smart cuts, I don't know. Again, I've never been terribly high on Jalen Green. Some people are going to be higher than I am. I will say he's still only 22. Very young coming into the draft, 19 when he came into the draft. So, I don't think he's all that valuable. Dillon Brooks, totally fine role player. I think he's going to slot in well next to Book and Beal. And the number 10 pick. Now, that number 10 pick is sort of interesting because I think you still can get value there. At number 10, I had Khan going there. Right around that number 10 pick, I had Kaman at 8, Sorber at 7. I could see Queen falling, Noah Essengay. They probably wouldn't draft Essengay. They never go forward. Carter Bryant, Danny Wolf, Kaspar Shekuchonas, Cedric Howard, Jeremiah Fears. All guys who could, Colin Murray Boyles, all guys who could go in that range, I feel. So they'll get somebody good there. I don't think they get much of a, star player unless they go with sort of an upside swing like a Essengay, like a Kaman Malwatch if he somehow falls, like a Thomas Sorber. Yeah. Like a Fears, maybe if he falls, like a Murray Boyles. Maybe they go, no, because they never draft foreign. And a Du Thoreau, they could reach for him. But yeah, so now this means they have the 10th pick and the 29th pick in this year's draft. But yeah, I don't know what they do. The Suns have never been a team that really is big into drafting or scouting or talent evaluation or really caring about young players. So I don't know entirely what they do with that pick, but the 5 second round picks, I still don't understand why you couldn't just do the 2027 pick, because this does not improve their future, mind you. Like, even if Jalen Green improves, he's not as good as Kevin Durant. He's not going to be as good as Kevin Durant in, age 39, age 40. Kevin Durant, again, still one of the most efficient offensive players in the league. Always will be. But he has a skill set that can't really age and get worse. I think that pick's still going to be valuable. I think Houston keeping that pick is big. And I think this probably pushes Phoenix further out of the play-in race. I mean, that's a lot of scoring guards. My projection is they probably go Booker at the 1, Green at the 2, Beal at the 3. But I mean, that's not a lot of defense between the three. That's limited passing between the three. I think Booker's overrated as a passer, but he's the only passer in that. That's not a lot of shooting from the three. I know you're probably thinking, oh, Devin Booker shoots like 35% from three. That's just a lot of redundancy from three guys when we had issues with redundancy between two. I project the Phoenix Suns to probably win like 35 games next year. Barring some insane leap from Jalen Green, I think this is going to go down as one of the, not worst, but one of the trades. One of the poor trades in the past decade. I won't say NBA history, but yeah. So long story short, love this for the Rockets. Phoenix got fleeced.